Hey, what's going on, champs? I'm Aaron Deliosa. Welcome to an Immigrant's Life podcast, my podcast about immigrants, immigration, and everything in between. And like what Michael Jordan said when he came out of retirement, I'm back. Another week, another brand new episode. For the regulars, thank you for sticking around. You guys are awesome. And for the new listeners, welcome. Take off your jacket, sit down, relax. This is going to be a fun one. Like I mentioned at the top, this is an Immigrant's Life podcast. We are available on all listening platforms, even on YouTube. And if you'd like to know what the upcoming episode is going to be about, or if you want to see some cool pictures, videos, or if you want to know a little bit more about our guest, current or prior, you can check us out on Instagram and Facebook at An Immigrant's Life. And by the way, I've been noticing that more of you have been listening more on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Again, I appreciate that. For the Apple listeners, though, if you could do me a solid and give the podcast a 5-star rating and a cool-ass review, that'll be fantastic. It's the best way to support the podcast for free. And to be honest, Apple really cares about those reviews and the 5 stars. So please. And that's the appetizer. Now let's get to the main meal. This episode is a belated Mother's Day special, and our guest today is one badass mommy. Her story and how COVID changed her perspective in life is one positive story that came out from this horrible pandemic. So, without further ado, let's get into the show. Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Today, my guest is an inspiration to all moms and women. She's a dancer, a health freak, and a great mother. She's as vivacious as Vanessa Hudgens and as congenial as Angel Locsin. Everyone, please welcome Alma Alzate.
Hi guys, my name is Alma. I'm from the Philippines and now I live in Montreal, Canada.
Hey, thank you for that, Alma. And thank you for coming on the podcast.
My pleasure.
How's it going?
Everything's good. It's Saturday night. Relaxing.
Drinking your cocktail?
Yeah, rum and coke.
Rum and coke. My God, I remember rum and coke when I used to go out downtown.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the only thing I drink. That's the only thing I know.
I don't really drink rum and coke. I don't know. Like, for some reason tonight, I have I don't know. I crave it.
Is that your favorite, or which drink is your favorite?
I drink wine almost every night.
You cannot find happiness at the bottom of the bottle, right?
It's okay. I'm happy even not but the bottom of the bottle already. So I'm always happy. You know that.
Yes, you are. Do you drink red or white?
Red.
What's your favorite one?
I always buy the ones from California, Pinot Noir. That's my favorite.
Which one is that?
Pinot Noir from California, because it's not that bitter. It's a bit sweet, but not very sweet.
Yeah, that's good. I like Ménage à Trois.
Oh, okay. That's from California.
Yes.
But
I love that one.
It's very sweet because I think there's 13 grams of sugar. So that's a lot of sugar.
It is a lot of sugar. But I'm Filipino, so we
I
love sugar.
We drink gin with the 2 sachet of pomelo juice.
Oh my God, those days. That was terrible. So you're here because I want to talk about your immigration life. And obviously, we're going to start from the start. Which part of the Philippines were you from?
I was born in Isabela, but I grew up in Valenzuela, in Manila. Metro Manila.
How old were you when you moved to Manila?
Oh, I was a baby.
Okay. With your family?
Yeah, the whole family.
Why?
Well, my mom and my dad started working in Manila for my aunt. She runs construction business. And my dad worked as construction worker, a driver, like all around guy for my aunt. And my mom worked as a secretary for that company.
It's a family business.
Yes.
That's good. So did you have a good life in the Philippines?
I would say yes, but because my mom and my dad passed away very early. My mom passed away when I was 10, and then 5 years later, my dad passed away. So I have 5 brothers, and I lived with my brothers like few months living with my brother here. Then next year I live with my other brother or my aunt because, no parents at all. It's very hard. And
Man.
I felt like I didn't have a permanent home. Yes.
Wow, that's tough.
Yeah.
How many siblings do you have in total?
We're 7, and I'm the youngest. But when my mom passed away, after a year or two, my dad fell in love with someone else.
Stepmom?
And she got pregnant. Yes. And now I have a stepbrother.
So total 8.
8. Yeah.
Do you have a sister?
My sister, yeah. My sister we're 2 girls and 5 boys. So my sister is the oldest and I'm the youngest.
And did you have a good childhood?
Yeah.
What did you used to do?
I played, like the usual Filipino games. I was already a tomboy, but with makeup on, my mom's makeup. So I would come home from school, play with my mom's makeup, and then go outside and play with the boys.
Really?
So,
Why?
Yes. I don't know. That's me. I had a very, very good childhood. Yeah.
You just like playing with the boys?
They're more because with the girls, it's always the Barbies and Bahay Kubo, I don't want to be the mommy. I want to be I wanted action, I don't want to be the mom taking care of the baby. I like jumping and boxing,
You like being physical?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like climbing the trees at 3 in the afternoon, when my mom was looking for me because, at 3 in the afternoon, you have to take a nap. But me, no, I'm climbing the trees with my boys.
That's right. In Philippines, we do siesta.
Yeah.
We love the siesta. I hated it.
I know, me too. That's why I sneak out.
It's funny because I like that you said that because growing up, I grew up with my grandma and grandpa. Okay. It's my grandpa who loves siesta. So after lunch, he will round us up, me, my brother, my siblings, and my cousins. And he will force us to sleep. I hated it, obviously, because I just want to play, right?
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing. And you said that you try to escape. What I do is, because obviously if you don't take the siesta, you get beat, right?
Yes.
Because in the Philippines, they believe that if you take a nap, it'll make you taller for some reason. Like it's a magic formula.
This is why I'm short right now. Because
Well, I guess for me, it helped a little bit. So the funny thing is when my grandpa, so we wait for him to fall asleep, okay? The thing was, my grandpa has one fake eye. He has one glass eye. He had an accident.
Oh, really?
So one of his eye is always open. And what he does is he sleeps facing us. So we're thinking is this guy awake or is he sleeping? So we couldn't just escape. We got to take our time.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
And a few times, so what I do is you'll move one quick movement because that will wake him up, right? If he is awake. Most of the time, you got to just go slow down until you escape. And then when he wakes up later, he'll say, hey, you escaped again. I said, no, I just woke up earlier than you. However, there were times that we try to move and he's actually awake and he'll say, "What the fuck you doing?"
I know that was torture for me, taking a nap every single afternoon. No. So that's why I would sneak out. But I know that even though I don't take a nap and I come back, I would still get the smack on the bum bum. I know it's gonna happen, but still, my vocabulary is have fun now and you'll suffer later. It's okay. At least you had fun.
You're tough, man. But yeah, you're right. I tell that to my kids too when I tell them like, "Hey, I got beat in the Philippines," And they'll say, "Well, why do you still do what you did, even though you're going to get beat?" I was like, "What are you going to do? Sit down and do nothing?" You got to have fun.
Yeah.
Right? That's funny. Thank you for that memory. Oh, man. Rough, but it was fun.
Yeah.
So,
I
high
wish
school... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because I wish that the kids nowadays, still, experience that. But it's sad
getting
that they
beat?
not getting beat. Experience being outside, climb trees, enjoy with your friends, not on gadgets, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, we're both parents, right? Are you okay? I mean, you could do it. You could push your kid to go outside and play, but would you?
I do that a lot of times.
You push her by herself?
Not by herself. No.
Or you make her go to her friend's house?
Yeah, or I go with her.
Yeah, but that doesn't
to the
count.
Park. I know it's not as fun. I know.
Yeah, but in the Philippines they still do it because in the Philippines, you know how it is in the Philippines. There's a sense of community.
Yeah.
Right. If you're not watching your kid, the neighbor will be watching your kid.
Yeah, it's true.
It comes with the culture. So you had fun in your elementary days. How about high school?
High school, yeah, but because since my parents were already not there, I was more more responsible. It's not just playing, I have to make sure to help my aunts or my brothers or, whoever I'm living with. It's not because I remember my other friends, my other classmates, they would go and have a party, but me, I have to help my aunt so I could have money for school the next day, because these are not my parents. Probably if it were my parents, I would go to the party and still they would give me whatever I want, maybe. But I have to work for what I need or what I want.
Oh,
so it's not as fun, my high school.
So they make you work for the money?
Of course.
I don't know.
Oh.
So you become like their nanny or their
not
cleaning
nanny,
lady?
but you just not like that. But it's just help around. You don't go partying. You help around.
I see that because you're living with them.
Yeah.
And you'll feel bad if you go partying instead of helping out around the house.
Yeah.
Must be rough.
Yeah, it was.
How about college life?
College was okay because I found new friends and they were there to help me. And I think I'm more more independent. So I had to work so I could go to school. And my sister has always been there for me. But when you have your own family here in Canada, it's not as easy to just send money for your family, right? So, but she was helping me, and then I had a job, and I go to school with my friends. So it was more okay than in high school.
And where were you living then?
In high school, I had to go back to the province. When my mom died, I had to go back to the province because that's where my dad worked. And then after when my dad passed away, I had to go back to Manila to live with my other brothers. And it was okay. it was okay because I was more like going out, enjoying what I discover in Manila outside the, just outside school and just my house.
That's awesome. But you mentioned that you work. What kind of work did you do?
I work in the factory.
Oh,
Yes. That was hard. I had to put, I don't know, the rugby. I don't know how you call that in English. The glue.
Yeah, glue.
Like heavy duty glue. Okay. I used to put that on the sole to stick it on under the shoes.
Oh.
I was like 98 pounds because smelling that every day is not good for your health.
You get high with that.
Yeah.
And you didn't wear any like gas mask or anything or a mask?
No.
Straight up, you're putting it all day with that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's why you're always happy.
I was like skin and bones. Oh my God. I remember I worked at that place for like a year, and then I went to the province because my aunt wanted to see me. Because she wanted to give me money or wants to just see me and say hi. My gosh, when she saw me, she was crying. She was like, "What's happening with you? What happened? You don't eat anymore?" It's because of the glue,
What do you think? What do you mean by because of the glue?
Because it's not good for your body. It's I don't know. When I started working there, I lost weight like crazy. I was 98 pounds. I was skin and bones.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
In the Philippines, it's you work in the factory. They don't have these protocols. Like if you get sick because of work, that's it.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, did you graduate college in the Philippines?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
After that, did you work again?
No, because I came here. My sister migrated here. I think that was 1986. So she was able to process my papers and finally got approved. So I came to Canada on 2005.
2005.
Yeah.
So because there are different ways how to support your family. And back then, it's more open. You can did your sister supported you as a sibling, or was there a way she found a way to bring you here?
My case was different because we didn't have parents anymore. So the only thing that she could do was to adopt me. So that's the only thing that maybe the Quebec government would accept. So that's what she did. She adopted me and finally got accepted, and I'm here. I don't know what was the process really, but I know that she adopted me by paper, and that's how it got accepted.
Oh, okay.
But it took, I think, 5 years.
Ooh.
Yes. It was long.
Wow. But did you want to come here?
Of course.
Well, some people doesn't.
Yeah.
So when that happened, when you finally got that visa for you to come here in Canada, how did you feel?
Oh, I was very happy. That's for sure. Because life already in the Philippines is hard. So I know that, my life's going to change once I got in Canada. My sister is there, and I know, I'm looking for that mother care. I know that my sister is going to take care of me. Everything will be fine. I'll find a job. I'll earn dollars. That's how I think. When you earn dollar, everything is fine.
Yeah, I don't know if you had this. I remember when we came here, I felt it that life, I don't know, I calmed down somehow, and I felt like, oh, life is good now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, life is good now. Yeah, now I still complain about my life, but back then, from that position in the Philippines to come here into Canada, you knew it's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
Did you feel the way, that same way?
Yes. Yes, of course. Yeah.
So when you came here, how old were you?
Oh my gosh, I think I was 22.
22. Did you go to school?
Yeah. No. That's why my sister was very mad at me because she wanted me to finish university here. And I didn't. I worked right away because, you want to earn your money and you want to buy this, you want to experience that. You have new friends, you see them with new clothes. Okay, I want to buy that too. So I didn't go to school here. I only took up French full time.
And how did it go?
It was okay. I liked it.
Do you speak French now, or?
A little bit, not very fluent.
And you mentioned friends. You're a very friendly person. How was it difficult for you to find friends? And what kind of friends did you find?
No, it wasn't difficult for me because we live in, the how do you say this? The center of immigrant from the Philippines. In Codenej. So you meet friends there right away. Parties, you go to one party already, you meet friends, you go to another one. So that's how I met friends, and they were okay. That's how I found my first job here, through friend.
So, okay, you found Filipino friends, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think, and yes, it was good because they could teach you about the life in Canada.
Yes.
However, do you think that's detrimental for you to appreciate the whole culture of Canada? What I mean by that is, if you're with Filipinos, you're gonna be just Filipino culture almost.
Yeah.
You're not gonna meet like black culture or Indian culture or whatever else.
I didn't stay. At first, I stayed with my Filipino friends because they're my friends. I have maybe zero other nationality friends. But then I know that I have to learn other culture. I have to be out there, not just in Filipino community. So when I started working, then I met other people and, made new friends and went out with them, know them better. So that's how you learn other cultures by meeting another people.
What month did you come here?
December.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How cold was it?
I think that was mine. It was very cold. It was very cold.
And how did you feel?
Because it was still, through the holidays, because I came here December 28th. So it was still festive, parties here and there. So it was okay. But then after the holidays, I'm like, it was boring. You can't go out. There's nothing else to do. So, but it was okay.
So I'm sure you were homesick then.
Yes.
How did you deal with that?
I was homesick, but not really. It's just I miss the weather, I wasn't that homesick because in the Philippines, I was with my brothers, but they have their own family. So with my sister, I felt kind of at home already. So it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that bad. It's just the weather because it was too cold for me. I wanted to, you know me, I can't stay just inside the house. I have to go out. So it was hard for me.
So what did you do when you're going through that? The weather is difficult. Did you go out still anyway and hang out with your friends, or just stayed home and just
I just stayed home.
just
Yeah, well,
toughing
like
it out?
on weekends I would go to my friends, and then it was okay. You know, I got through it.
Was there a time? What was your culture shock moment?
I think it's the French, because English it was okay. You know, in the Philippines we already speak English, but the French I had a hard time, because when you go to the store, mostly, you know, they would greet you in French. So and then they would ask you questions in French, and I want to learn it right away. I want to I have that thing that what are they saying? But that was it.
So you dealt with that by going to school,
Yes.
and learning the French language gave you some confidence and adjust with Canadian life.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I'm more like I belong more to the community a little bit.
That's funny. Yeah, I felt the same too. You just you feel dumb
Yeah. Yeah.
when they're talking to you and you're like, I don't know what you're saying,
Yeah.
dude.
I don't want to look dumb in front of other people, you know?
You mentioned that you still have family back home.
Yes.
And obviously, Filipinos are well known to be close to family. Do you still send money to the family back home?
Yes.
How often do you send?
Now it's, well, since I had my daughter, it's not as often as before. Like before, every paycheck, I have to send this, you know? It's part of my budget.
Is that from you? Did you decide that, or they're like somehow making you feel guilty and send money?
No, no, they would ask me, and I would send money because I'd feel guilty if I don't. And also you know, I'm happy to help my family.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, I see Filipina standing in the corner waiting for the bus, and I know she's going to work. And I'm like, just like, man, if those people that she sends money to knows what she has to go through
Exactly.
to send those money.
It's easy for them to think that we live in Canada and life is easy. We earn dollars, you know. I need this, we need that, or we're in the hospital. Can you send us money? You know, it's like money falls from the sky in Canada. But
Yeah,
no.
they forget that we have dreams and we have lives here and we have bills.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do they take it personally when you don't send money?
Sometimes, yes.
How do you deal with that?
I don't say anything. I just tell them that, you know, life is hard now. It's not that easy when you have your own family. So I can't send money all the time, you know, as much as I want, because we earn money, but we earn dollars, but we spend dollars too here.
Well put. I love that. That's so right. So having your own life here, do you think helping them stops you from reaching your own personal goals?
At first, yes, because me and my sister, we really send a lot of money to them, like every paycheck, you know, but I mean, if I send the money, it's because I want to help them, and I don't want to feel guilty, and I'm happy to help them because they're my family. But it's not as much anymore, so it doesn't really affect my budget. But when when there's like emergency, like, someone's sick, then that really affects me because it's not just $100 or $200. You're talking about 500, 1,000, and that's a lot of money.
And do you ever feel like, I don't have to send money to them? They're adults. They can take care of themselves.
I say that to my sister a lot of times. But my sister has a very good heart, To be honest, I send money sometimes to the Philippines because I want to make her happy. And my sister, would send, my sister sometimes would want to buy something, but she'd rather send it to the Philippines than buying that, perfume that she wants or the bag that she wants. And my sister is a very hardworking person. So, yeah. So I send money to my brothers because sometimes I want to make her happy.
But what do you tell your sister? Do you like, hey, stop sending money. You got to live your life too.
I tell her that every weekend. Yes. Yeah.
And what does she say?
She say, yes, I understand, but your brother needs this and I have extra money. And so I told her, like, just the other day, we're going to go on lockdown again. I don't even know if I'm going to work from home. So keep whatever you have, don't send too much because it's the holidays, but it's my sister. My sister is an angel to the Philippines.
They're good people, man. I mean, whoever listens to this, they will think that we're evil people. But you gotta understand, we have lives here too.
Yeah.
And yes, I do send money. I help out, but obviously not as much as your sister does. As you said, like she sends almost every paycheck, or
Yeah, I think because we think that we're the privileged ones, and we've been through that, hard life, and we know how hard it is. So that's why we try to give them a little bit of luxury, like going to the restaurant or, a big boodle fight for them, stuff like that. But sometimes it gets like it's too much sometimes, I know we want to help, but it's life here in Canada, especially on winter. It's very hard. Just getting up in the morning and get through that weather to go to work, it's very hard already.
That's right. And I like when you said that we are the privileged one. Yes, we are the privileged one. However, for your sister, she did something with her life. She sacrificed herself for her to be in the privileged position.
Yes.
Right? However, the other people, they didn't do shit. What? I don't know. I sound so terrible, but for me, this is my philosophy. I will help you. If you fall in the ravine or a cliff, I will extend my arm. But you got to extend your arm too. Because if you don't extend your arm, buddy, you're dying.
Yeah, it's true. I like your philosophy. Yeah.
But some people, like your saint of a sister, they will jump off a cliff, push them to save them, and then she'll just be in the cliff instead of the other person. And people like that, I can't understand. Like, I know I understand, but I just like, why?
Yeah, she's a saint. My sister is a saint.
What's her name, your sister?
Thelma.
Thelma, you're a saint. We should contact Vatican and tell them that you should be a saint. But again, Thelma and all the thousands, millions of Filipinas that sacrifices themselves to improve their lives and their families' lives. And I don't know, I know most of the listeners doesn't know, but in Filipino culture, it's mostly the women that migrates. And usually the men just stays back and just have a good life. But just because the women, they get hired easily compared to men.
Yes, because I think they need more like someone who has to like clean the house, nurses, you know.
Exactly. Caregivers.
Mm.
So you mentioned that you have your own family now, right? Is your husband French or English?
He's Quebecois. He speaks French and English.
But he speaks French more than the English, right? Because he's Quebecois.
Yeah. But at home we speak English more than French.
So being in a mixed relationship and coming from different cultures, do you find parenting extra challenging because of that?
Yes. You know, we had that issue today because Filipinos, I think, I don't know, I'm more like a disciplinary person. And my boyfriend is more like, it's okay, you know. He gives whatever she wants. He's like, it's okay, you know, just let her be. But me, no. I don't know if that's because I'm a Filipina mom. I'm more strict. So that's when, like, today I'm like, no, don't do this. You know, she needs to be disciplined. She needs to learn. She needs to work for what she wants. You know, she can't just sit around and ask for something.
It's so hard.
No.
It's so hard. What are sorry, go ahead.
No, and he always say that I'm very tough with her. So
you should say, thank God I don't hit her. But what are the Filipino values that you would like to make sure that she has?
First of all, I want her to be not religious, but have that, I wouldn't say fear from God, but believe in God for her to be a good person. You know, as a Filipino, we're a Christian and we're not religious, very religious, but we go to the church every Sunday growing up, you know. So I want her to have that, to believe in God, and I want her to value family, you know. I don't know, because Filipino and I wouldn't say that Canadian culture is, you know, when they turn 18, they leave the house. You know, they go on their own. I don't want her to do that. You know, I don't care if she stays with me until she's 30 or 35. I don't care. I don't want her to be like that. At 18, they already leave the house and go on their own. No.
But you're not teaching her independence if that's the case.
I don't know. It's just, I don't want her to be like the other, like the culture here, that you leave at 18 because you're an adult.
Again, you're not teaching her independence.
I don't know what to say.
No, you're just being a mom. You're just being protective, right?
Yeah.
Like I tell my kids too, hey, when you turn 18, I don't care. You could be 30, you're still living with us. However, there's two rules. It's either you're going to school or you're working, and that work should be something that you actually want to do.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, not just like laying around and, as they say in the Philippines, tambay. Just mooching from money from me and expecting that I will give you money because I have money.
No.
What Filipino values do you still want to ensure that she follows?
I don't know.
Do you make her do the mano po?
No. In the beginning, yes. Yeah. But no.
Okay. I do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I do. But with Filipino only.
Okay.
If they go with my wife's family, obviously I won't do that, right? Because that's not their culture. So if they go to my family, I make sure they do the mano po.
Wow, that's really nice. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't force them to do like completely Filipino because they're not completely Filipinos. But there are values that I'd like to keep. Like you said, like respect family, love the family, number one, everything,
Yes.
forget about it. So does she speak Filipino, your daughter?
No,
Why did not teach her?
I tried, but I don't know, maybe no. I tried, but it didn't work. So now I watch Filipino movies and like um Filipino movies with her. So sometimes me and my sister would talk to each other, and then she understands. But no, she doesn't. She doesn't speak the language.
Why do you think Filipinos doesn't force their kids to speak the language? You know how the Chinese, the Arabs, whatever culture, they make sure their kids speaks the language. How come Filipinos doesn't do that?
I don't know. I don't know really.
Do you think because, in the Philippines, if you speak English, you're social, you're high level?
Maybe. Yeah, that could be it. But for me, it's just because we speak the English and French more at home. So if maybe there's someone else who speaks Tagalog at home, then probably she would pick up better.
That's not always true.
Really?
My sister and her husband, they're both Filipino. They speak Filipino at home.
Yeah.
Their kids doesn't speak it.
Okay.
But one of her kid understands fully. Like we could have a conversation in Tagalog and he will understand.
Okay.
He won't say it, he won't speak, but he understands fully.
I think that's what's happening to my daughter now.
Oh, that's good.
She would understand, but she can't say it.
So we talk about the Filipino values. Is there a Canadian parenting value that you prefer over a Filipino value?
No, I don't know. Haven't really thought about it.
I like the independence idea.
Independence?
Yeah, like they make them very independent. You know how in the Philippines, they're like, we babies are babies.
That's me.
Yeah, exactly. In here, they're like, yeah, do your thing. Oh, you're 2 years old. You need to be potty trained.
Yeah, that's true.
I like that in a way. But again, what I do is I always, whatever I'm comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? Like the potty train. I never force my kids to potty train. Like I know when they're ready. When they're ready, then we'll do it. Do you do the same thing or you just full out Filipino?
Full out Filipino. 100, 101%. Yes.
Well, does your husband or boyfriend has a problem with that or is okay with that?
No, because he's the same. I don't know. He's the same way too. He's actually worse, I think, because he gives her everything. Like they even sleep together now. Like she.
They're very close.
Very close. Very close. Like I'm the bad one all the time. So
that's not good. So, all right, let's leave your family behind and let's focus on you. So recently you went through this drastic change. And that is when you decide to take care of yourself and lose all the weight.
Not all the weight, okay?
All right. Well,
Calm
a
down.
lot of weight. What made you decide that?
Because of COVID. Well, at first I started on January, and because I was having a lot of pain, abdominal pain, headache, back pain. At one point I was going up the stairs, I couldn't breathe, and I said, no, that's it. So I started January. It was hard. But then COVID comes. That's when I got more serious because I had to do exercise every day. I have to, eat healthy. And that's how I started.
How did you start? Did you write a program? Do you follow a diet program?
I'm doing I don't follow anything. Um I started doing intermittent fasting. You don't eat for 14, 16 hours because when you do, I'm not really expert about it. It's just what I know is when you do intermittent fasting, when you don't eat for certain time, your body uses the fat that you have in your body for energy. So now it burns the fat as energy. So that's how you lose the weight. And you don't eat. I started avoiding carbs. And as Filipino, not eating rice was torture for me in the beginning. But I got through it, and I exercised almost every day. When we were on lockdown, I was home for a few months, so I was able to do 2 hours of Tabata or high intensity training when I have all the energy. And then I still go out for a bike. I go for a walk. And while doing intermittent fasting, imagine not eating in the morning till like late in the afternoon, and I still had energy for 2 hours of Tabata. So that's how I lost about 25, 30 pounds.
Ooh,
Yeah,
man.
but now it's an issue again for me now because I had to go back to work. So, you're running every day. You have to drop your kid to the school. You have to get ready, go to work 9 to 5, go home, prepare everything. So I told myself if I don't exercise, I would end up going back to where I was. So
please
now,
don't.
yeah. So now what I do is I would wake up at 5 in the morning, 5:30, and I do at least, if I'm lucky, an hour of exercise before
Beast.
before I start the day. It's
Wow.
hard, but after that 1 hour early in the morning, you feel better.
Hell yeah, especially when you're fitting in those old clothes.
Yeah. I
Wow.
save money.
But yeah, I'm so proud of you when you
Thank
started
you.
this journey, and I was kind of like, man. And I remember one time you were eating like a bowl of salad. I'm like, and you look at me like, it's so hard. And I said, I know, but you
Yeah.
gotta do it anyway.
I
I'm
know,
proud
I
of
know.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, majority of Filipino women are notorious for forgetting to take care of themselves once they get married and have kids.
Yeah.
We even have a term for it called losyang.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's hard for Filipinas to stay fit or lose weight after they have kids?
Because for me, I think Filipinas, we're like when we become mothers, all we think about is our family, the kids. Take care of them. That's our lives. But then you forget to take care of yourself. So I think that's why, because you want to take care of them 24/7, that you forget about taking care of yourself. Even putting lipstick on, you don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense. However, they forget that to take care of yourself is actually taking care of them too.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Like,
That's why I did that. I started that journey too, because I know that if ever COVID hits my home, I should be the one who has to take care of them, not the one that gets hit badly and on the bed 24/7. I should be strong and deal with it and take care of my family.
wow, yeah, that makes sense. However, let me just tell you, you grew up in Manila. You're gonna be fine.
Virus doesn't exist. Yeah.
With the dirty river and
Yeah. It's true.
So being in this position of losing weight, feeling healthy, can you give any advice to mommies or even daddies that would like to get back in shape and start feeling healthy and taking care of themselves?
If you really want to take care of your family, that's true. Start with yourself. Eat healthy. I know it's hard, but we have to do it because, for me, I lost my mom and my dad at an early age. And that is something that I don't want my daughter to experience without parents, because my parents were very sick. I don't want my daughter to grow up without mom and daddy. So that's why I take care of myself. I want to be healthy as much as I can. It's hard, but we have to do it. It's not for ourselves only, but it's also for our family, for our kids.
Well said, well said. All right, I have one question because we're getting there. Let's close it out with this one. And I love this question. If you win the lottery, would you move back to the Philippines or stay in Canada still?
I would still stay in Canada because we have very good benefits here.
Well, no, you win the lottery, you're a millionaire.
How much?
Oh, I don't know, 50 million, let's say.
I would still stay in Canada, but I would go to the Philippines every winter. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. You're good?
Yeah.
We did it all?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. Again, Alma, I want to thank you for doing the podcast. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Again, Alma, thank you for coming on the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, listeners. As always, this is Aaron Deliosa for An Immigrant's Life. I'll see you guys later.